So what's up, you guys? I'm about to go train some legs. Just start my pre-workout, so I'll try to make this kind of quick. But I just wanted to talk about, I know we all know those people that seem to work out really hard or meal prep, and they call themselves hardcore, gym goers, but they don't really reflect it. Like, you see them training really hard, but you never see any difference. Like, they look the exact same. And, I didn't used to understand it when I was younger, but, now that I've had time to think and grow and even see that in myself when I first got into, not when I first got into, but through my years of lifting, how I wasn't, maturing as well as I could have if I had a method. I just can kind of look and see when people are training really hard, but it's not really any system or method behind it. So that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. Is pretty much how you could be training very, very hard, but not seeing the results that you need, or, at the speed that you could be seeing it. And the first thing could be that you could be eating too much food. And you could be eating too much healthy food, not too much healthy food, but you could be eating too much food, whether it's healthy or dirty, and still, if you're taking in more than you're putting out, if you're taking in more calories than you're burning when you're working out, and with your basal metabolic rate and everything, you could still be gaining weight. Your body is just going to look at it as calories. As far as the calories that you're putting in, if it's clean, obviously your body's going to be using it more for fuel. You can fuel your body better with clean foods. But at the end of the day, calories in versus calories out. If you're eating too much, you can't get away. You can't avoid it. It's inevitable. You're going to keep the same weight on. You're not going to change. And, unfortunately, there's a lot of things out there that might have some, secret fillers in it that you might not know about. And I've been guilty of it as well. But if you're eating these things and you're, not really tracking what you're eating, then it's going to be really hard for you to see results. You can meal prep all you want, but if you're putting in, too much food into those containers and you're eating too much per meal and not giving your body enough time to burn the food off, and you just have to put a system together. And that's why I'm really, really big on systems. Anybody that's ever done something really great, they've never done it just spontaneously or just winged it. You have to have a system. And I myself, I have a very busy day. So I'm not saying you have to eat it this time or you have to eat it that time. If you track your macros and you have a certain amount of macros that you want to take in per day, and you're making sure you're eating this all day and making sure you're having your numbers hit by the end of the day, that's still a way for you to be able to somewhat have a system, but still have a loose schedule. Because you're having a system that you want to take in this to this every day. You want to make sure you're taking in your proteins, your carbs, and your fats every day. And I'm going to do another video explaining how to track your macros, or flexible dieting, or some of you may know it as If It Fits Your Macros. But this is still a form of a system. Either you do that, or you have somebody write you up a meal plan, a detailed meal plan. Either way, anywhere you go, you're going to have a system. You can't just wing it. You can't just go to the gym and just work out hard, but you're not focusing on nutrition, because you're not going to see any results that way. You could be, like I said, you could be taking in more calories than you're putting out. And that also goes to the second thing, could be that you're training very, very hard, but you're not necessarily having a mind-muscle connection. Don't get me wrong. When I say that you need to train smart, but not hard, I don't really mean you're going to have to train very hard if you're training smart. But if you're training hard, you're not necessarily always training smart. And that's the other thing that makes it really good. A person that's really good and is able to get in good shape. They are able to understand that, there is black and there is white. And in the middle, we also have gray areas. I'll tell you a little story. When I first graduated high school, I got a job at a gym, my first personal training job. And I used to get out of school at about 5 o'clock. So from like 5:30 or 6 to 10, I would have clients booked for like 4 hours. But at the facility, we only did 30-minute sessions. So out of the 4 hours I was there, I would probably have maybe 4 clients. So I probably have 2 hours of clients and 2 hours of just free downtime. But it wouldn't be like that perfect to where it'd be like, I had a client at 6, 6:30, 7, 7:30. It would be like 6, 7:30, 8:30. So I'd have to wait in between. And I used to be like, all right, yo, all right, yo. I say to the other trainers and my boss, I say, all right, yo, I'm about to go work out again. They're like, Josh, you gonna work out again? I'm like, yeah, man, you know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to put some muscle on. They're like, man, you working too hard. And I'm just like, Hey, y'all ain't working hard enough. I'd be like, y'all not working hard enough. I'd go train, and then I'd train a client, then I'd take my shirt off, I'd go train again, and I'd train a client, then I'd take my shirt off, go train again. And I'm just like, they be laughing. I'm just like, man, they just don't understand, man. I'm trying to do it big. Like, I'm trying to grow. And, looking back on it, I should have just waited till 10 o'clock and just trained right then when I could focus solely on myself, just have that time to just go work out all at once. And I think that a lot of people, when they first get into fitness, they make this same mistake. You're working out so much. You weren't used to working out like you were before. I mean, you weren't used to working out like you are now. And now that you're working out so much, I think that, with all these endorphins being released, you're starting to see a little bit of changes, but not like what you could if you put a system together. But you're starting to see a little bit of changes. You're thinking, man, if this is good, then more must be better. And this is going back to that gray area I'm about to tell you. I'm going to leave you with less is more, And less means like, a perfect example, I was training clients. I had 4 clients. I'd have 4 training sessions in between. That's 4 sessions. But if I would have waited and just trained 1 session after all those clients, that's less. That's less sessions to myself. That's less workout sessions to myself. But it's more. It's more time to focus on myself. Less is always more. And I know some of you might not understand that, but you just have to understand that, yes, we have black and yes, we have white, but we also have gray. When I was in college, I used to try to talk to my professors and explain to them all the time with bodybuilding, a lot of stuff, that they teach you in college, especially in an exercise science major, is textbook based. And that's not dependent on, that's just on textbook. You have the T chart, you have the theory, the people that go by theory, that's a textbook. The people that go by experiment, they've witnessed people do it, and people that are, they've applied it. And I always have felt like I have applied, some of these things that we did learn in college. And the people that have applied it understand that, if you're reading something in a textbook, that's what the textbook says. But when you really start getting out there and training people and understanding that different people have different genetics, you start to understand that you can't go by textbook theory based, evidence. I mean, substance and stuff. You have to literally understand that anything can go, you have to go with what you see visually. And this is just something that I've had to learn over the years. It's not black and it's not white. So anyways, back to the topic. You could be training way too hard. And I'm not saying you're training too hard to the point that you don't need to be training hard. I'm saying you're training too hard, but you're not really seeing any results. There's no need in going to the gym, several times a day if every time you're going, you're not really getting anything accomplished. You could just be wasting energy. I know you guys have seen a lot of guys that will do like bicep curls and stuff like that. And instead of actually like fully extending and contracting, or you don't even have to fully extend, but instead of really making sure they're contracting, it turns into a front delt. Like they're curling, but they're throwing the weight up like that. And they think that they're curling, they're like right there. And that's not really a bicep curl. But they're going so hard and they're like, dang man, I feel gassed. Yeah, you feel gassed, but that don't mean you really work the muscle, I remember when I was working with this one guy, he said, do you think that I'm gonna see some muscle by next week? It's like, nah, man, you gotta keep working out. But anyways, that could be another reason why that you're not seeing the results that you need to be seeing, is just simply because you're not contracting and you don't have any method behind it. Put a system together. Sorry, my camera shut down. But anyways, the third thing could be that you're not really tracking where you're going. So it's like, I don't really track. I do have like workout protocols that I put together for myself, and I follow for 6 to 8 weeks. And I don't track how much weight I'm lifting. I just go in there and I go hard. But depending on what you're training for, you might want to track your workouts. So, as well as your nutrition. So let's say if you were able to bench 225 for 4 sets of 8, but now you're able to do it for 4 sets of 12. It's good to have that on paper and have the date that you were able to only do it for 4 sets of 8. And now that you see the new date that you're able to do it for 4 sets of 12, it's kind of like, man, I'm making improvement, and it only took me 6 weeks. Okay. So that's how you're able to key in. And then like the next 6 weeks, you might see that you're not growing as much. You might be paying attention. It makes you more aware to new things. You can see new things. You're able to see it. I had a mentor once that told me, if you didn't track it, it never happened. And, this kind of goes with the same thing. You need to track it so you can see that you're making progress. Because I think that people tend to forget where they started if they didn't ever track it. You know, if you're just think about it. If you go to the gym and you're lifting, have you really, I mean, you know you've gotten stronger over the years, but I feel like you're not able to really enjoy it because you don't actually have it documented to see, like, man, just 6 weeks ago, I was just here and now I'm already here? That's crazy. You know, you could just be like, I'm just getting stronger. I might be getting more rest. But I mean, it's a lot of different things. But like I said, I just wanted to make this video to talk to you guys about putting a system together and understanding that these 3 things need to be put together for you to be able to see the results. You need to pay attention to the food that you're taking in. You need to put a system together and just make sure when you're going to the gym, it's worth your while. You know, you need to make sure you're really getting something done. Don't just go to the gym. Oh, and another thing, I think often just going to the gym feels good for people. You know, even if you're not eating right, even if you're not doing everything that needs to be done to see the results, sometimes just being in that environment, you know, it clears your guilty conscience. Like, yeah, I went to the gym. I went to the gym 3 times this week, so I'm good. No, you're not. You know, you went to the gym 3 times, but you didn't really get anything done. So, I mean, you didn't really get anything done. So it's just kind of like, you know, make sure you're getting something done. Make sure it's worth your while. Anyways, I'm going to be coming at you guys with more cool content soon. Follow me on Joshua. I'm on Instagram at Joshua, GLLM, as well as Ascension.athletics. You guys take it easy.